welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, April 22, 2019. I am Yvette Boynes with the details. Vincentians both home and abroad have expressed their sadness over the passing of former Member of Parliament under the New Democratic Party administration, John Horne. Horne, who passed away on Monday morning, was involved in active politics for over 17 years, serving under the then NDP administration as the MP for West Kingstown and as Minister of Education. He was also known for his contribution in the arts and culture. Among those remembering the life and accomplishments of Horne was former Prime Minister under whose administration he served, Sir James Mitchell. In a telephone interview with SVG-TV News, Sir James said Horne's rapid health deterioration and eventual death came as a shock to him.
I'm absolutely saddened by the death of my minister, John Horne. Particularly saddened because a few weeks ago we met in Kingstown, and he was there, his jolly, confident self, as elegant as usual, and we were chatting with all the people going by. And then suddenly I heard of his deteriorating health. I went to see him last Tuesday, and I was shocked to see that this vibrant person, this elegant person, this very assured person was not communicating anymore. I tried to jog his memory. I got no response. I was there in the presence of his wife, Jan. And then P.R. Campbell, our contemporary minister, turned up. And he didn't recognize P.R. either.
Sir James said Horne, who possessed dignity and a strong character, left behind a legacy of excellence.
I think he really enjoyed his last assignment in Brussels and in Africa, where he was honored for chairing the proceedings of the ACP Council. So I like to remember him in terms of his performance. And I think his performance will always be remembered in this country, and always remembered too among his constituents. I think he leaves a good legacy of performance to be sustained in this country, also by the beautiful, dignified and powerful daughters that he has left behind, who can make their own contribution, who are already making their own contribution. And I'm sure that the New Democratic Party will always remain indebted to John.
Meanwhile, former leader of the NDP and current MP for East Kingstown, Arnim Eustace, also expressed sadness over the passing of Horne. Eustace remembers Horne as a man loved by his constituents and considered him a man of the people.
I remember when the talk started about people in the constituency who want John Horne to run. And they're going to petition the party for him to run. John was not known as a politics man that time. But it became reality by the people of the constituency, who were not then his constituents. That's what I want to stress. But they saw him as a person who they wanted to represent them, and he wanted to see.
Okay. Is there anything that he would have left behind that's, you know, a piece of his legacy?
That's the feeling of somebody who cared about us and would do things for us. They always see him as doing something for them. He's the man you can approach to get something done, and who will be pleasant about it.
Eustace said Horne will be missed by himself, the NDP and SVG as a whole.
You know, he was a great man, you know. Simply great. And we're going to take a while to live over this, live through this situation if we have to do it again. I don't know whether we have the same strength and natural commitment that John has in his personality to enable many of us to do as he has done. And we will miss him deeply. We will miss him deeply. in the New Democratic Party and as our friend in this country of ours, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which he loved dearly.
Among the outpour of condolences expressed to Horn's family and friends was one from Government Senator and Minister of Health Luke Brown. In a Facebook post, Brown said Horn made a tremendous contribution to the development of SVG, describing him as an eloquent and decent soul and a man who kept himself above scandal. A young man who is accused of being gay was physically attacked in South Rivers on Good Friday, has been widely condemned, prompting the police to take action. A video of the incident was circulated on the social media site Facebook, in which the young man is being seen slapped several times by some residents. A number of persons have since spoken out on the incident, including community and social activist Winfield Tanis Abbott, who wrote on his Facebook page that he was shocked by what he saw on the video and questions why should an individual human rights be violated because of the identity they choose for themselves and want to be identified with. Tanis Abbott said no matter the choices people make, we must remember they are first and foremost human beings and should not be discriminated against because of their preferences, be it sexual or otherwise. Meanwhile, the police, in a news release issued today, said they have launched an investigation into the incident, and as a result, one man is in custody assisting with the investigations. The police say members of the general public who have information that can assist in the investigation of the matter are asked to contact the Commissioner of Police at telephone numbers 456-1102 or 457-1211. That's 456-1102 or 457-1211, or the Divisional Commander in charge of the Eastern Division at telephone number 458-6229, 458-6229. Over 70 recruits of the RSVG Police Force today got the opportunity to learn more about mental health and how they can provide the necessary help to persons with mental illnesses. This through a symposium hosted by the Mental Health Rehab Center at the Police Training School, where the recruits were sensitized on issues relating to mental health and care for those who suffer from its various forms. Resident psychiatrist at the Mental Rehabilitation Center, Dr. Naveed, who served as facilitator. The symposium also forms part of the Mental Health Rehabilitation Center's thrust to incorporate mental health into primary health care. Speaking with SVG-TV News, Acting Senior Nursing Officer at the Mental Health Rehabilitation Center, Elizabeth Walker, said the symposium is important as they are able to impart crucial knowledge to the police recruits as part of their basic training. She said this knowledge will go a long way in keeping the police public and the patients safe.
You would know that recently we've had a shooting of one of our patients in Kanawan. These are the things that we're trying to work on, because once we equip them today, they should have the knowledge and the skill that it needs to de-escalate situations so it doesn't end up like this. And today we are teaching them about mental health and mental illnesses. So as a police officer, when they interact with the persons in the community, they have a background knowledge of the signs and symptoms so they can easily detect and make the necessary referral. Also, in dealing with certain types of mentally ill patients, they'll know the boundaries. I can only go this far and no more. I need help at this point. And what is the proper referral system? So we teach about mental health, mental illness, the signs and symptoms, some of the treatment, some of the things that you can do, some of the things that you can't do.
Sister Medford said one of the challenges the police face in assisting a mentally ill patient has to do with the administration process. She highlighted exactly what the lawmen and women were taught.
In ongoing problems, the police is called into a situation. What did they do next? What is the next step? It is not always clear. Since we have started our integration process in September, however, we have trained close to 180 police officers. With those we're training today, we're well near to 250 persons, and this is a great impact in our process. This is going to help us significantly, and it is already working, because the relationship between mental health and the police officer is closer now and is smoother. They know exactly what to do when they get the patient. You take them to the nearest health clinic, or you take them to the demo, or you take them to A&E, because although the patient may be a mentally ill diagnosed patient, there are certain medical conditions that can escalate the condition. So we want to make sure that they go to the DMO or the A&E department, be cleared of all medical problem, and then we will deal with the mentally ill part, because there are a lot of medical condition that mimics mental illness.
The acting senior nursing officer said the police is a crucial partner in dealing with issues of mental health.
And this is something that is really needed, and those officers that we have trained, they're from all the district in St. Vincent, including the Grenadines. So we should have better expert and professional care for our mentally ill patients, because they're at our heart, and the government has put in place all we need to deliver expertise service. We have our consultant psychiatrists, we have a clinical psychologist, we have a psychosocial team, 2 social workers, 4 counselors. We have nurses who are trained in psychiatric nursing. We have our nursing staff. So we have a multidisciplinary team. We are able to help, but we cannot do it without the social support, and we cannot do it without the police officers having the knowledge, the skill, and the expertise, and the confidence to deal with these patients so that they can get the care that they deserve.
Welcome back. Whalers in Beckwith caught 2 humpback whales over the Easter weekend, turning the occasion into a whale festival on the Grenadine Island at the whale station. Recently, there have been public discussions and varying views shared about whale watching as opposed to whale catching. Director of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Preservation Fund, Louise Mitchell-Joseph, in a public statement last month, following the catch of a humpback whale, called for whale catching to end. As we hear in this report from Larissa Pugs-the-Kid, who was in Beckwith on Sunday, for many residents, they are adamant that the tradition of whale catching should be maintained.
A male and female humpback whales were caught off Beckwith on Saturday, diverting the attention of the people who were enjoying the Easter regatta activities to that of the 2 humpback whales being pulled into the Paget Farm harbour. Just after sunrise on Sunday, a large crowd with buckets and bags in hand found themselves at Semple Cay, the whaling station where the whales were taken to be slaughtered. Deputy Director of Grenadine Affairs, Herman Belma, who measured the 2 whales, told SVG-TV News that it was a great catch for the people of Beckwith.
The male is 38 feet long and the female is 46 feet long. Yesterday evening it was like a carnival in Paget Farm again. I have never seen so many vehicles in one place on this island. There was a traffic jam for more than a mile. Solid 2-lane traffic jam. Everybody trying to get to the fisheries to watch the whales come in. Granted that there was also another activity there, which was a part of the Easter regatta, where one of the races terminated there also. But there were hundreds of people there in Paget Farm, and the photograph that exists of the ramp with everybody trying to get a close-up glimpse or a photograph of the whale as it comes back to the island was overwhelmingly supportive of the whalers and what they're doing.
The whale striker was Kingsley Stowe, an experienced whaler, along with several other men. Commenting on the issue of environmentalists asking that the killing of whales be abandoned, Belmer said that whalers are within their rights.
There are those who have their sentimental values for a whale, but the people of Beckwith have a traditional, cultural heritage, and we have the legal right under the ruling of the International Whaling Commission to capture 4 whales per year. That the number of whales in the Atlantic has been growing at a rate of over 300 whales per year. So the scientific committee of IWC has looked at the figures and realized that the method still used by St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the number of whales caught are not endangering the species. There are sentiments in regard to whether we should be doing whale watching or whale catching. I have absolutely no problems with with the whale watching community. If we have a whale watching establishment or whale watching business, by all means watch the whale while the whalers have the right to catch the whale.
A number of residents on Beckway also shared similar sentiments and said that no one should dictate to them about their more than 140-year tradition.
Stop us because we're a third world country. So they feel they can come here and tell us what to do, but they can't go to Japan and Norway and wherever else and tell them what to do. You understand? Japan is killing them by the hundreds and likewise others. We kill them 4 per year. Sometimes we don't catch one for like 3-4 years. You know?
Produce the oil. This is what we call the blah blah. This is what you produce the oil. This is the blah blah. You cut up this into pieces and you put it into the pot. And when you fry out the oil come, then you put in the meat and you dove it. And it's very delicious. Certain people just come into our country and want to dictate for us. You know, they want to stop us from doing a traditional thing. Look at it. They don't stop us from catching turtle. And there's something that we used to do. Some people used to make a living off it. I just love it. I love the excitement. You should have been there yesterday to see when they strike it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it pulled the boat almost like a speedboat. It's very exciting. So they want to take that from us? I don't think so.
A lot of fun here, home here, enjoying. That's our hobby, like. When we come from Wales, we love it a lot.
I like to see it, the tradition, I want to continue.
See, nothing is being wasted, everything is being consumed, only the bones, as you can see from the first one. So this is something that we don't want nobody to stop, and we will fight so that it will continue.
Meanwhile, as the first whale was being processed, the school of whales were seen in the distance as persons got a glimpse of the whales blowing as they head towards Bataway Island. Persons said they were content with the latest catch and there is no need to catch another in a hurry. However, they also have to bear in mind that the whaling season will come to end next month. Reporting for SVG-TV News, Larissa Pugsley-Kidd.
The Easter Regatta in Beckway was deemed a success by organizers, even though there was less participation by yachts this year compared to last year. However, the crowd turnout was applauded as the annual event reportedly attracted hundreds for the 4-day Easter Regatta activities. Chairperson of the Easter Regatta Sailing Committee, Chris Kai, told SVG-TV News that the clash with other activities on neighboring islands did not deter organizers from hosting another successful regatta.
The number of yachts visiting was lower than last year, significantly lower. But that's because we tie our regatta very much to the Easter weekend, which does fluctuate during the year. And inevitably, like this year, there are clashes with regattas elsewhere in the Caribbean, notably in this case Antigua Classics Week and St. Bart's Regatta. Nevertheless, despite that, we were very pleased with the attendance. Several yachts did have to drop out, sadly, due to equipment failure, but nevertheless there was a good field, and we're particularly grateful to the J24 class yachts, racing yachts, who always come here and always give their all in their racing for around the Beckway Regatta courses. As I say, they came placed first on the Southern Caribbean J24 champion.
There were more than 16 competitions from various beach locations around Beckway. These included the Optimist and Laser classes, fun races for youngsters, yachts and boats, single and double-ender races. The activities this year also incorporated the first ever Hairuna Film Festival, which from all reports was well attended. Kai said in a few months' time they will begin preparing for the 2020 Easter Regatta.
Well, this year pioneered two things, both of which we'd like to promote and enhance for next year. The first was to make this regatta the greenest ever, and that follows comments by participants last year, and also following the trend in regattas worldwide. And we'd like to make next year's even greener than this one. So those are special things. We are in discussions with some of the yachts, particularly the J24 and racing class, surprise class racers, to see whether they want to reschedule part of the weekend instead of having the lay day on the Sunday, having the lay day either on the Friday or the Monday. That won't change the numbers of races held or anything like that. It's simply just about possible rescheduling of races around the Easter weekend.